Hey there, I wanted to do a walk and talk and a quick story time since it's so nice out. I try not to dox myself or my neighbors though. I try, but just saying. A quick update for anyone who's interested. A couple of people want me to talk about that Process Church, and I kind of avoid that topic because somebody who suggested that I look into it, I didn't really trust that person. But now I'm being asked again, and there is a connection that is relevant to current events. So the next research with me style will probably be on that. It's a beautiful day. So I figured it would be a good time for a story time. I haven't touched base with any sentimentality in a while, but you'll get high strangeness too. I'm gonna tell you one story going this way, and then I'll turn around and tell you the other story going the other way. Hold on, I gotta check a license plate here. Okay, sorry. Little blue car. I gotta pay attention to those and the Silver Surfers. They just seem to always be there. And the ones that look like FBI SUVs. I swear, it's like I have a bodyguard, but nobody's decided to tell me, oh, look at this, now they're blocking me in. What is that about? What are you doing, guys? Almost felt like I was in Boys in the Hood there. Good thing I was in a cul-de-sac. I might have started to run. Hey, I'm from Pittsburgh, so sometimes you gotta keep your head up and your head on a swivel, right? So the first story actually touches on Pittsburgh. I love my home. People are very friendly there. You don't really know a stranger. Everybody talks to everybody, especially if you're downtown. There really isn't. I have never run into a lot of rudeness down there. But I was a freshman and a senior became interested in me. I should have known right then something was wrong. Right at the same time, my artistic skills started showing themselves. That should be a breadcrumb to other targeted individuals who think this may have been going on their whole lives. So I was, starry-eyed and young, and I got invited to senior skip day. Only he didn't go, but the other couple that we were going with went, and I think there was another boy going, and he was just left out or something. I don't know. It was, again, it's just one of those things where you're like, oh, okay. You don't think anything of it because you have stars in your eyes. And so we go down there, downtown Pittsburgh, and I love Pittsburgh. That's where we went for senior skip day. And everything was going cool. And I was just kind of trying to fit in, trying to be cool, right? Not say a whole lot, just be stoic. How funny. Anyways, then there was this homeless man sitting with his dog and a sign on the sidewalk in front of one of the buildings. And so I gave that man my lunch bunny and I said, God bless you. And the people that were with me were seniors, and they were preps, jocks, and they were put off. And I didn't know it at the time. I didn't understand. I was very naive or gullible, whatever you want to call it. Innocent. I'll call it innocent. And so we go to eat, and it's awesome pizza, right? It's downtown pizza. It's not chain or corporation food. And so I'm excited because I just started really enjoying pizza. I hated it while I was a child. And we go to sit down and have some pizza. And I thought maybe somebody would share with me because I was part of the group and they saw that I had decided to help that man. At least that's what I thought. The guy, I remember his name and everything, the guy part of the couple looked at me, and I realized, like, when we went to the dance, when we went to prom, he was actually kind of rude and kind of stuffy. He acted like an old man, and so I should have known right then that something was off, but I didn't. And he says, well, that'll teach you not to, what did he say? That'll teach you to look out for yourself next time, or something like that, and not to be foolish, to take care of yourself first. And I remember just being taken aback. I was like 15, and I was just like, oh, okay, that's how it is, right? The sad thing is I think they targeted my children in school and the family just because they were half mine, and I still, at this point, had no clue to my late 30s that satanic panic wasn't just a meme, and it was a thing for a reason. We're gonna walk by the cows here. I love the cows, and I haven't seen them in forever, and they must be about to repave this road. I've got my white tennis shoes on, but I bought them when I was still working and set them aside for spring, and so here we are. All right, so that was one story, and I wanted to say that things sadly hadn't changed much. People are still ambivalent towards the homeless. They say, well, they must be addicts. Really? Homeless people can't afford to live. They can't afford drugs. Drugs are for the wealthy. They're for the rich. And if they are on something, it's because somebody wants them on something. Interesting. What up, guy? You gonna put me in the back, stuff me in the... Yeah, I got my camera running. You might not wanna... Looks like I live in like the 1930s, doesn't it? That could be a scene. Anyways, we're much the same. Things haven't changed a whole lot, except now I am alone in a group of billions, or hundreds of thousands anyways, of people who are cold-hearted and whose hearts have turned to stone. So that's the one story. The next thing is this normal? I had to apply for a new ID because I had a birthday, yada yada. I applied online. I didn't know you could do that. They're gonna mail me a new ID. They're gonna use the same picture they used 5 years ago. What if I'm different? What if I've changed? What if I look different? Is this a thing everywhere now, or is it just me? Again, I feel like there are these special circumstances. You guys have been here long enough. There were books I couldn't order. I had to look around for them elsewhere. Amazon, I got to be very careful with Amazon and ordering from them, because it seems like, well, I'll get into the connection with Bezos at another time, but all those billionaires, all those oligarchs, the sad thing is most of them are from the same family, and most people don't even realize it. And of course I can't prove it, so I'm not gonna... Moo. Moo. It sounds like Squidward mooing. That's my Squidward voice. Moo. 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 Nothing? You ain't got nothing for me, buddy? He's a pretty boy. He's so beautiful. Oh, and it's sunny out and pretty. You got a spot back there. I like that. Remember when you were tiny? Yeah, fella. You were tiny. How are you? Hi. Hello. Are you mama? Yes, you're mama. Hi, mama. How are you? That must be, I think that's baby. Where's the other one? Uh-oh. So I wanted to ask you if that was normal, and they are still trying to delete me because just the other day I saw these TikTokers trying to encourage people not to use those pay-as-you-go things like Afterpay, Klarna, all that stuff. Says, well, and I use them. If it weren't for those things, I wouldn't have had a winter coat. And other TikTokers were trying to encourage everybody not to use them. You need to pay attention to that. When they're trying to sway you or manipulate you to go in a certain direction, lots of times that's damage control because something already happened. I can't get into my Afterpay account. And then every now and again it'll let me in. And it's the same password and all that stuff. And it's being really wonky. They're gonna perpetrate this online hack or blackout very soon. And everything will go back online, but you're gonna have to You're gonna have to give up some stuff, probably. So I want you to watch out for that. And again, whatever it is will happen after the 15th. I believe, anyway, unless it's truly an act of God, then it can happen anytime. So the next story. I've been praying for the last few years for God to restore my memories, any that I might need, for a variety of reasons. If you were on the main channel, you know what I'm talking about. And no, I don't have bunches of lost time. That's the problem. My memory works so good that when it doesn't operate as it should, I know something's amiss. So I've been praying for God to like reconstruct these things if I'm ready, slowly. And I've also been praying for everybody else that if the system has to fall down, let it fall down slowly so people can adjust, you know, and have time to acclimate, right? And adapt. So anyways, I've been asking for him to do that. My mom, when I was a kid, and again, I told you pictures have a lot to do with this. They show us pictures and then they tell us the story that goes with that picture, wanting us to believe whatever picture it is they're forming. Again, what you want to look at is the frame. How are they framing the story? And what's between the lines? Read between the lines what people are not saying, but also look at the bigger picture. A frame makes a picture, and especially acrylics, trust me. A frame will help to tell the story. So however the media is framing a story for you, you want to look outside those lines, right? Color outside the lines. Look outside of the frame they're giving you, the framework they're trying to push upon you. If you really don't want to be manipulated or able to be brainwashed, and if that's insulting rhetoric to hear, then change and do something about it. So I've been asking for these things to be restored, and as a child my mom had shown me a few pictures, and they were so few that I remember them. Again, I have this eidetic memory when it comes to photos and people's faces and their eyes, the spirit behind their eyes. Just God gave me that. It's one of my talents. And most people say, oh, you're crazy. And I hear that rhetoric they're pushing too on TikTok about how everyone who is schizophrenic is some type of big religious fanatic. I don't even go to church very often, so I'm definitely not a religious fanatic. All of those van lifers, all the nomads, people like me who've given things up, who have changed, who've had experiences, who've been called. We were all called by the same creator maker spirit to start speaking our testimonies and to tell you that you're not alone and you are beloved. So do not be deceived into believing the lie that you are hated or not loved. All right, I didn't want this to be too long, so the short story is a picture she showed me because she allegedly was abandoned by her birth mother. And I don't know, I guess their father got a call 3 days later and came and picked them up. And they were all malnourished. They hadn't ate, allegedly. I don't know how you get malnourished after just 18 hours, but my mom was still like a child. She was like 1.5 years, 2 years old. Her brothers were a little older. That's the one picture I saw was them, and she said it was a hotel room and it was a black and white. And now I had like this recall or memory the other day, whatever it is, of where I've seen that same aesthetic before, and it was in the guy with the hat and all that stuff. It was in the Roswell pictures. That's where it was. That's where I saw those, and that happened around the time my mom was born. Now, I don't know, I'm just saying that a lot of times the pictures they show you are a deception too, or you have to dig deeper. But I thought that was very wild. So I think these were all the stories I had to tell. I thought there were 4, but I can't remember the 4th one. If I do recall it, I will pin it in the comments below. And watch for a live either this evening or tomorrow morning. And if nothing arises, we will go over the Process Church. But I'm trying to just pray and stay focused because of the time that it is, and because my family has changed their activities and their comings and goings and their schedule too. And so I know it's not just in my mind. God bless you all. Thank you for being here. Remember that God loves you. Oh, I was praying the other day, asking God, what is my purpose? Can I leave this place yet? Because I totally believe God wanted me to stay here and be a stand in the gap for all my neighbors and friends and family who seem to have lost their minds. But as much as they hate me, the way they encourage me to stay is starting to bother me. But anyway, I've been praying to God and asking him what to do, what my purpose is. And he gave me an insight. Now, this isn't the only thing, obviously. You gotta look to scripture. But he said that as he's making us, as he's creating us, as he's making us, that purpose is ours to choose because of free will. He knows the purpose that we're going to choose. And again, he works around that. And he gives us the Easter eggs or the gifts or the talents that we need to accomplish that purpose that we choose. So asking him what our purpose is, he says basically we should turn around and ask ourselves that. That's how much he loves us. He created us just for the joy of sharing love. That's it. I love you guys. Have a blessed day.